we've got a 30-minute yoga practice. You don't need any extra materials, just your mat. We're gonna go ahead and get started seated. We're gonna go palms up on the knees. So take a moment to situate yourself through the sits bones, maybe roll the shoulders down the back, and then whenever you're feeling comfortable, we'll go ahead and relax the eyes closed. So we're going to slowly start to tap that breath down low into the belly. So we're going to find that 3-part breath connection. So as you're inhaling, you're filling the belly up with air. It travels up through the rib cage, creating space. And finally, it reaches the chest. As you exhale, you release from the chest, knitting the ribs together, and feeling the belly button press back towards your spine. If you'd like to feel that 3-part breath, you can also bring one hand to rest on the belly and bring that other hand on top of the chest, just to give yourself that physical kind of touch, feeling that 3-part breath. Relax the mind of any other chatter, focusing solely on the breath. Now here is where I invite you to set an intention for your practice. Your intention can be anything that you'd like, something that resonates with you, something that you can look back to as we move through the practice, whether it's in a difficult position or maybe in a long hold or a balanced posture. So finding that intention, holding it nice and close, and knowing that you can always take your mind back to that intention to get you through any type of challenge that comes your way. We'll go ahead and do one last breath here. Go ahead and release those hands back down on the knees if you had lifted them. Let's softly open the eyes, and we'll go ahead and extend your legs straight out in front of you. Zip your legs together, sit up nice and tall, and then bend into your right knee. Cross your right foot over the left knee. Flex into that left foot, and then we're gonna wrap and twist to the right. So you're gonna wrap your left elbow around the right knee, sit up tall, lengthen your spine, and then rotate your gaze over your right shoulder. So you're feeling that gentle twist through the spine. You're staying up nice and tall, shoulders staying rolled down the back. Last big inhale here. With your exhale, release that twist. Come back to center. Extend the right leg long. Bend into your left knee. Cross your left foot over the right knee. Wrap your right elbow around that knee, and then left hand goes back behind you. So you find that same spinal twist here, now just over that left shoulder. Gaze is going past that left shoulder, but you're keeping the shoulders rolled down the back, feeling that gentle twist through the spine. Give me one last big inhale here, and with your exhale, go ahead and release that twist. Slide the legs to one side or the other. Come onto hands and knees. So spread out through your fingertips, knees stacked underneath your hips. Let's find some cat-cow breathing. So as you inhale, lift the head, lift the hips, let your belly drop. Exhale, tuck your chin, round your spine, pull your belly button back. Inhale, lengthen, find that cow position. Exhale, round. So you're just feeling that movement through the spine, feeling that gentle extension into cow, and then that round back back into cat. And you're keeping that 3-part breath. So you should feel the breath still warming up through the abdomen. Let's do 2 more here. Last full cat-cow breath. Complete your exhale. Return it to a neutral spine. Curl your toes under. Shift your hips up and back. Find your first downward dog. Let your head release, and then let's pedal out the feet. So bend into one knee, let the opposite heel sink. Keep shifting weight back into your heels. So you're trying to connect the heels down onto the mat. They might not be connecting, just depending on how tight your calves are, but we're working our way there. Hold both heels pressing down. Take a deep bend in both knees. Really reach your chest towards your thighs. And then inhale, lengthen your legs. Shift the weight up towards your toes. Float your heels up high. Exhale, lower the heels down, deep bend in the knees. Chest reaches towards your thighs. Inhale, extend the legs. Lift those heels up high, coming onto the toes, shifting the weight forward. So just a few more breaths like this. We're really just trying to stretch out through those legs, but then also warming up the rest of the body here. Meet me back in your downward dog. Float your gaze up towards your hands. Carefully walk your feet forward. You'll find yourself in your forward fold. Grab opposite elbow with opposite hand and give me a little sway side to side. So upper body stays relaxed. You're just feeling that stretch through the backs of the legs, letting everything hang. Go ahead and release those hands down to your mat. Give me one last big inhale here. With your exhale, soft bend in the knees. Slowly stack your spine. Head is going to be the last thing you lift. Step it all the way up to the front edge of your mat. Feet are parallel, hip distance apart. We're going to go through some sun salutations. So let's inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up. Exhale, fold it forward. Find your forward fold, hold. Now inhale, hands slide up to your shins, flatten out your back. Take it to a half lift. So tailbone reaching back, crown of the head reaching forward. Exhale, release it back down. Now inhale, hands plant down to the mat, walk or jump your feet back to a plank. Find your strong plank position, and then exhale, find your chaturanga, your tricep push-up to lower your stomach all the way down. Uncurl those toes, inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, roll the shoulders down the back, find your cobra. Exhale, curl your toes under, shift your hips up and back, and find that downward dog. 3 breaths here. So you're letting that head hang, you're trying to press those heels down, tailbone reaching up towards the sky. Float your gaze up towards your hands, walk or jump your feet forward. Find that forward fold once more. Now inhale, flatten out your back, hands slide to the shins, half lift. Exhale, release the hands back down. Inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up. Exhale, hands meet, and they lower down to heart center. Now we're gonna go through that again. So inhale, arms out to the side and up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release it back down. Inhale, walk or jump your feet back to a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, find that low cobra or all the way to up dog. Exhale, curl the toes under, shift the hips up and back, downward dog. 3 breaths here. Float your gaze up towards your hands, walk or jump your feet forward. Find that forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release it back down to that forward fold. Inhale, arms out to the side and up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Once more through this. Inhale, circle your arms out to the side and up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release it down. Hands plant. Inhale, walk or jump your feet back. Plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, curl the toes under, shift your hips up and back. Find that downward dog. Gaze goes up towards your hands. Walk or jump those feet forward. Find your forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, we're gonna keep it flowing here. We're gonna add. So inhale, arms out to the side and up. Exhale, fold it forward. Now hands are touching the mat. You're gonna step that left foot back. So you're in your right runner's lunge. Now be mindful, you've got knees stacked above the ankle. And as much as possible, try not to completely release down on that right thigh. Think about lifting and lengthening your spine up and off so you feel your abs activate. So you're in that strong runner's lunge position. And from here, we're gonna float hands up. We're gonna find our crescent lunge. So head up, chest up, arms framing the ears, shoulders down the back. You're strong in your foundation here. Really sink those hips down. And once again, double check. Look down at your right knee. It's not going over the toes. It's stacked right above the ankle. All right, let's take it to warrior one. So just rotate that left heel down to the mat. So you're still forward facing. You're still squaring those hips off. Arms still up by the ears. Maybe sink the hips down a little bit lower. Inhale it here. Exhale, open it to warrior two. So when you open it to warrior two, you want to make sure that your right heel is lined up with the inner arch of that left foot. Arms are long, fingertips reaching, and it's almost as if you're in two panes here. You're in between two panes or two walls. And then gaze is down those right fingertips. Nice and strong here. You are shifting your weight forward, but not enough where the knee is going past the toes. You still have that 90-degree bend. Now inhale, reach that left arm down the left leg. Right arm goes up. Rotate your palm towards your face and look up. Little revolved warrior. So really open the chest. Gaze is up towards that right hand. Inhale it here. Exhale, find that warrior two. Now from here, keep your warrior two. Just extend that front leg. So right leg is straight, arms are still long. Now from here, start to reach those right fingers further forward as you press the left hip back. So you got some opposition. Right finger's going forward, left hip reaching back, and we're gonna rotate it into triangle. So left arm goes up towards the sky, right hand connects to the mat. If it's not connecting on the mat, you can also rest it on your shin. So you've got options here. Gaze is up towards your left fingers. So it's a big opener here. Really reach and lengthen through those fingers. Now inhale it here. Exhale, bring the left hand down. Rotate your gaze forward and rotate your left foot with it. So you might need to bring it in a little bit closer for pyramid. So everything is now angled towards the front edge of your mat, right toes and left toes. Hands are framing that right foot and you're lowering your nose down towards your knee for pyramid. So with your pyramid pose, both feet are parallel. It's almost like they're on train tracks here. So you got a little bit of space between the legs, but everything is squared forward. You have this constant press of the right hip back, left hip forward, and your nose is releasing down to that right knee. It is a huge stretch through the back of the right leg. Make sure you're breathing here. Now keep everything as is. Just start to bend into that right knee. Lift your left heel up. You're right back in your runner's lunge where we started. Let's take it through your flow. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Find your plank and then take it through. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, take it back into downward dog. All right, From here, let's look up towards the hands. Walk or jump your feet forward. Find your forward fold. Inhale, circle your arms out to the side and up. Exhale, hands are going to come down to heart center. Now again, inhale, circle your arms out to the side and up. Exhale, fold it forward. Find your forward fold, hold. Now this time, step your right foot back. So now you're in left runner's lunge. We're going to go through the exact same thing. Now we just have that left foot forward. So think stomach and chest lifting off of that left thigh. 90-degree bend. Right heel is lifted. Nice long spine. Inhale, arms up by your ears. Float it to that crescent lunge. So sink a little bit deeper in that lunge. But once again, make sure that that knee doesn't go past the toes. Keep that 90-degree bend. Find your spot to focus on to maintain your balance. Chest open, shoulders down the back. Now everything stays the same. Just rotate that right heel down and you're in your warrior one. So entire foot pressing into the mat. Keep squaring off those hips forward. And then we're going to open it to warrior two. So inhale, open it out to that warrior two. Gaze is down your left fingertips now. Make sure your left heel is lined up with that center of the right arch. Weight is shifting forward, but not far enough that the knee is going past your toes. Let's take it to that revolved warrior. So inhale, right arm starts to go down the right leg. Flip that left palm up and take your gaze up towards your left hand. Keep reaching, keep lengthening. Inhale it here. Exhale, bring it back to warrior two, right where we were. Now everything else stays as it is. Just extend through that left leg. Take the bend out of the knee. Start to reach left fingers forward. Right hip presses back and rotate it into triangle. So right arm goes up. Left hand can rest on the shin or hand finds the mat. Try to keep both legs straight. Gaze goes up towards your right fingers. Big inhale here. Now with your exhale, slowly bring the right hand down. Rotate everything towards the front edge of your mat. Hands are going to frame that left foot. So you might have to bump that right foot in a little bit closer for pyramid. You're letting your nose reach down towards that left knee. You're constantly pressing your right hip forward, left hip back, so you can square your hips here. Now from here, let's slowly start to bend that left knee. Shift your weight forward, right heel lifts, runner's lunge. Let's move it through our flow. Step the left foot back, find your plank, and take it through that full flow. Now, instead of taking it into downward dog, you guys, just bend your knees, sink your hips back towards your heels, arms out long, and rest your head and chest into a child's pose. So arms reaching long, booty reaching back for the heels, taking a little stretch here. Now, whenever you're ready, you're going to meet me right back up in downward dog. So put pressure into your hands, crawl the toes under, shift the hips up and back, meet me in your downward dog. Now, once you're in your downward dog, we're going to inhale, extend your left leg up towards the ceiling. Let your hip externally rotate, hold. So the hip's opening up, that leg is as high as you can get it. Bend into your left knee, stack your hips, flex that foot, and then rotate your gaze underneath your left arm. It's a little three-legged dog. Inhale it here. Exhale, gaze goes back down to the mat. Extend the left leg up, hold. Now, hold your left leg up high. Carefully walk your hands towards your right foot. So slow and controlled, so you're coming into a little standing split. So hands come back as close as you can get into that right foot. Left leg is still up high. Let your nose release down towards your knee. Inhale it here. Exhale. Walk the hands back out. Back into that single leg downward dog. Now from here, bend your left knee in towards your chest. Shift the weight onto your right toes. So you're in a little mountain climber plank. Rotate that left knee towards the left elbow and slide it down. So you find pigeon. So if you didn't quite make it there, your left knee is pointing out. You can see the sole of your left foot, right leg is long behind you. We're gonna walk those hands back by your hips, head up, chest up. So really lengthen through your spine and think about your weight staying centered. So don't drop your weight into the left hip, stay lifted out of it. Now a little bit of a challenge here. Bend into your right knee. So your right foot's reaching up towards the ceiling. Reach and wrap your right hand to grab your right ankle or your right foot and pull that heel in towards your seat. So left hand is supporting you, it's still down on the mat. If you want an even bigger challenge, change out your hands. Right hand down and use your left hand to reach back for that right foot. So it's a huge stretch for that left glute and that right thigh. Go ahead and carefully release that right leg down. Inhale, sit it up a little taller. Exhale, let your head tilt back. Opening your chest a little bit more. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, walk your hands in front of you, and we're gonna find sleeping pigeon. So you have options. You can keep the elbows just relaxed and lower your head down. You can stack palm over palm, rest your forehead on your hands, or you can fully extend the arms out and let your chest melt. So it's really up to you, whatever is feeling best for you today. But once again, I want you to be keeping that weight centered. So you're not dumping off one side into the other. You're keeping that centered weight and you're letting the upper body relax as you feel that deep stretch through that left glute. Take a few more deep breaths here. Go ahead and slowly walk your hands back in. Palms are pressing into that mat. Curl your right toes under so that you can lift your right leg off the mat. We're gonna go ahead and hover that left leg. So you're back in that single leg plank and then shift the weight back. Left leg goes back up high to the sky and then carefully lower it down. Come onto your knees. Booty back towards your heels. Find a little hero pose for a moment. Now if you wanna take a full child's pose, you can. Otherwise, we're just sitting here, glutes on the heels. Palms can just rest on your thighs. Take a breath. And then we're gonna do the exact same flow through the right side. So whenever you're ready, you're gonna meet me back in downward dog. So go ahead and press those palms down, curl the toes under, shift your hips up and back, find your downward dog hold. All right, so from here, right leg is gonna go up towards the sky. You're letting the hip externally rotate, and then we're gonna find our three-legged dog. So bend that right knee, stack your hips, flex that foot, rotate your gaze underneath that right arm. Inhale it here. As you exhale, gaze goes back down to the mat. Extend the right leg back up, hold. Now we're gonna carefully walk your hands back towards that left foot, coming into our little standing split. So nose down towards the knee. Try to release the head and the chest. Keep pointing those right toes. Inhale it here. Exhale, walk the hands back out. So you're back in that three-legged dog. Shift your weight towards your left toes. Bend your right knee in towards your chest. So you're in that little single leg plank. Rotate your right knee out towards your right elbow. Lower the right leg down, slide the left leg back, and you're in pigeon. So once again, right knee is rotating out. You can see the sole of your foot, left leg is long behind. Walk your hands back towards your hips. Weight is centered. Pause for a moment. So head up, chest up. Bend your left knee. Reach your left hand around to wrap around the ankle or the foot, finding that quad stretch. If you want that challenge, change out your hands. So left hand supporting you, right hand holding, heel in towards the seat. Big inhale here. With your exhale, release the left leg down. Once again, hands are going to come back by your hips. Inhale, lift the head, lift the chest. Exhale, bring it back to center. Let's take it to our sleeping pigeon. So walk the hands away from the body. You have those same 3 options. So let the head and chest just relax. You're feeling that deep stretch through that right glute. One last big inhale here. Now with your exhale, let's go ahead and walk those hands back. Put pressure into your palms, curl your left toes under, lift that left knee up, and then hover that right leg off the mat. Shift it back into that 3-legged downward dog. And then lower your right foot down, bend your knees, hips back towards the heels, stretch your arms out long, child's pose. Go ahead and slowly stack your spine. And then we're going to go ahead and sacrifice one of your hips down onto the mat. Slide your legs out in front of you, and you're going to lay yourself all the way down. So we're going to start to slow things down here. So once you're laying down on your back, walk your feet out about mat distance. Knees pointed up towards the ceiling. Take your arms out to your sides, flip your palms up so arms are in a T. Drop your knees to the right. Rotate your head towards the left. So you're in a little twist. Knees over to the right, gaze over to the left. Rotate it back through center, drop the knees to the left. Rotate your gaze towards the right. Feel free to start to relax the eyes closed. Bring it back to center. Go ahead and hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a nice hug, and you can rock side to side if you'd like, getting that nice spinal massage. You can also take it into happy baby, or you can find some knee circles, whatever feels good for you here. And then whenever you're ready, extend your legs out long on the mat. Let your feet fall open. Take your arms out to your sides, flip the palms up, and relax the eyes closed. So coming into our final posture, our Shavasana. If you've lost that 3-part breath, go ahead and find that once more here. Let the eyes roll back into the head. Let all of your muscles start to soften. Feel your body start to sink into the earth. Slowly start to wiggle fingers and toes. Small movements to start, then gradually start to make those movements a little larger. Reach those arms back behind you as if you were waking up from a deep and peaceful sleep. Whenever you're ready, roll over onto your right side, finding a fetal position. Keeping your eyes closed, making as little movement as possible, make your way back up to a cross-legged seated position, palms up on the knees, just like how we started. Taking these last few breaths to reflect back on your practice and to thank yourself for this time. Go ahead and slowly bring the hands together at heart center. Softly open the eyes. Namaste.